Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Shine Your Mojo Sunday as we get ready to get prepared for the upcoming week. We're already halfway through the month of July. And the summer is kind of interesting because most people are laying low. They're on vacation, and they're kicking back during the summer. So I congratulate you for showing up in a really big way, to being part of these calls and really amping up and launching into your week with intention, because that's what's going to set you apart, and that's going to make all the difference. So we're just going to start by taking a deep cleansing inhale. We've been running around all weekend, hopefully having fun, but getting really present in our body. Take a deep cleansing inhale and exhale. And connecting the mind and body and spirit together as we become present in our body and mindful. What we focus on expands, right? So we focus on our breath, we focus on our potential, and we focus on the upcoming week. I am Wendi Blum. I know many of you on the line, but for those of you that are new, I'm a sales and strategy coach, and I do these calls every Sunday night because I'm really passionate about actually taking our thoughts and setting the dial for the upcoming week and for our day, each and every day. So we set the dial on success and focus and clarity so that we can attract more of what we want in our lives and less of what we don't. So we're no longer just a victim to life and circumstance, and we're actually creating our lives one thought at a time by making one decision, taking action over and over again to living our very best lives. So this week's focus, and we focus just on one theme for the week. And this week's theme is flow, being in flow. So we're going to talk a lot more about that, but wouldn't it be nice if you woke up every morning for the next week and you felt like things just came together with ease and grace and things just flowed. You were in rhythm, in cadence with what you wanted, and it just came to you easier without a lot of angst or resistance or obstacles, right? Those things are going to still show up, but what if you could have less of them? And all of nature operates in flow, right? So when the weather patterns, they take care of nature and everything just is. It's during the human experience and things that we do that we're out doing, and we're human beings to actually step into that role of just being. Yes, we need to take action and we need to show up, but it's the being part first. So aligning with the flow. Even starting with the breath, like we started this call, connecting to the breath. When you're connected to the breath, then you're in cadence, rhythm with your own body. Like we all have a rhythm, a pacing. And so, throughout the day, sometimes we're breathing, we have shortness of breath. Other times, we're panting and we're breathing heavier. So if we could be consistent and mindful and connect with that breath, right, then we regulate our nervous system. So we're going to talk about this week getting everything aligned so that we live in the flow of what is, because whatever is going to be. So we can either fight it, we can not like it, or we can lean into it. And when we set intention at the beginning of the week in this way, that everything is going to come together this week with ease and grace, and our lives are going to flow naturally like a river does. And that's how we're going to live our lives this week. So in order to do that, we have to let go of a lot of stuff. If we're holding on to stuff, then how can we just flow with things? We'll be blocked if we're holding on to stuff. So whatever happened or didn't happen this weekend or last week, the slate is clean. You have a blank canvas for the upcoming week. So you want to go ahead and take your eraser on the back of a pencil and you want to erase out anything that's not going to serve you for the upcoming week. It's letting go. And then take that white paint and pour it over the canvas so you have a blank slate to start with. Each and every day when we wake up, we have a blank slate, but do we actually really think about it? And do we know how to get rid of the stuff that we don't want? So in letting go, just releasing, even just saying, I let go of any thought, emotion, or feeling that does not serve me or the greatest highest good of all. Just even saying that. You've got your pen, go ahead and write that out. I let go of any thought, emotion, or feeling that no longer serves me. I have a blank slate. I create, each day I create the upcoming week with intention. Intention to be in the flow, to let go and allow the flow, right? It's energy flowing through us. Whatever it is that we have to do, that we want to do or maybe don't want to do, that we make friends with it, that we embrace it, and just allow it to be. It's accepting. So going to bed tonight, you're releasing. You're releasing anything that somebody said or didn't say or something you didn't get done, and releasing and purging and letting go. So take a deep inhale, and this is how you live your life. This is the intention that you set for each day, especially when you go to bed at night. You let go of anything that happened during the day, and you focus on the things that worked and that went right, where you were in flow. Because usually what happens is that we'll have fleeting moments where we'll feel that we are in the zone. You know what that feels like, in the zone. We usually lose track of time. We're so super engaged. We're very present when we're in flow. That's how you can gauge if you're really in flow. Like a river is doing what it does in the moment. It just is. And when we live our lives that way, that's when we feel the joy and the inner peace. And letting go is a lesson that will show up over and over and over again in our lives until we get it right. So when you just let things go, they come and you release. They come and you release. I release that thought. I release that emotion. So then you can be really present. And things will start to flow because you're releasing the blocks. We all have them. It's like a river, right? When there's a tree that falls or branch, there's rocks, it still just flows. It's going to happen. So in just allowing that process. And then the second part to actually be in flow is to trust the process. And trust is just an innate knowing. It's faith. It's having certainty. So trust and believing is a muscle that you work on. And to just know you experiment really small with small things. I trust that this will go okay if I let go of all the control, right? Because we human beings, we want to be in control of things. And so I trust that this week is going to unfold magnificently. I trust that this is going to be an amazing week. I trust that things are going to show up for me that I need. I trust, I have faith. So take a deep cleansing inhale as you activate trust and faith in your beingness. As you launch and set the intention for the upcoming week. So you've let go, you've removed the blocks, and now you're leaning into trust and faith. And it's something that you have to actually turn the dial on constantly. I wear a bracelet that has the word faith on it. So we've talked about this on all of these calls, is to have triggers. So go ahead and write down the word flow. And you want to put that somewhere on your computer or put it in your phone. Have your alarm say it every day this week when you get up. Put it in your calendar, flow. As you start thinking about flow, you're training the mind, you're conditioning the mind to think about flow. I trust the process. The things will flow to me easily. Instead of that push energy, it's a pull energy, like a magnet. All of us have that capability. Some people have more magnetism than others. All they've done is open that channel so that things flow through them, right? They don't get all hung up on any one thing. You know what I'm talking about. You become obsessed with something and just trust the process. I was on a call earlier with someone and they were preparing for a conversation that they were not looking forward to, a conversation that they needed to have with somebody. And just trust that the conversation is going to flow. Yes, you want to write down some key words. We talked about, I gave her some key words and phrases to use for the conversation. But it is trusting that it will all come together the way that it's supposed to. Trusting process. And I so know that the words are just going to flow between the two of them tomorrow. I so know that to be true. And then to be prepared. To be in flow, we have to be prepared, whatever that means. Doing some research, getting things organized the night before. You're on this call, so you're already planning for the week. Taking time each night before you go to bed to get really super organized and prepared. This weekend, I took just a few minutes and I organized underneath my bathroom counter and my drawers. And it really took me maybe 30 minutes. I threw stuff out, I cleaned it out, I organized everything. So what happens is now when I get up in the morning and I'm getting ready, I'm going to be prepared. Everything is organized in my drawer, so it's just going to flow. Right? Think about that. Then the process, I mean, it might have flowed okay before I cleaned out the drawers, but it's going to flow that much better. There's always something that we can do to prepare. Having your briefcase or your bag packed the night before, then it flows in the morning. When you wake up and you got to leave, your alarm goes off, hopefully you stop, you take a pause, you do a meditation, set intention, you grab your coffee and you're leaving, and everything's going to flow because you're organized. You have everything all together. You don't just leave it till the last minute and then run around and rush around, because you set an intention to be in flow this week, to live with ease and grace. So you're going to think of these little things, because the little things are the big things, because if you add up 100 little things, then it becomes a big thing. So the being prepared part is really important. No matter how much inner work that we're doing, It's doing the inner work and then taking the time to pull together the resources and the things that we need. Always having a notebook in your bag, in your purse, in your car, so that when ideas come to you, you have a tape recorder. You can just pull it out and you can write down your ideas. And then when you sit down and you've got a project or you're pulling it all together, then it's going to flow. It's going to flow. So letting go, trusting, really trusting with complete faith, and then being prepared, taking time each night to do what it takes to be in flow for the next day. And so being in flow is being fluid, right? And so often we have an idea of what we want to accomplish during the week, and then the game changes on us. So what do we do there when the game changes? We have to be flexible. And this is the part of letting go in the very beginning. Letting go of control, the need to be right, letting go of expectations. We set the goals, but sometimes things are out of our control. So we have to be flexible. We can't get angry or disappointed, right? So in being flexible is allowing and just saying the word flexibility. Flexibility is ease and grace. Flexibility is flow. It's honoring whatever happens, however it is, being non-reactive to it. So you're mindful, you're present, you're accepting. You know everything is okay. It's going to eventually be okay. It may not work out at that exact second, and we can't see from that vantage point just yet something that's not ready to reveal itself to us at that particular point, but we're flexible enough because we have trust, we've let go of control, and we're prepared, and we can prepare if we need to prepare something else. Let's say we prepared something, and then the game changed, right? And then so we can prepare again. There's always another opportunity for us to go back and then do it again. Now, not that we would necessarily like it, but it's all doable. And the things that we don't necessarily like or we resist are where our greatest growth is. So being flexible is really key. So pen, piece of paper, writing it down. I choose to be flexible. I choose to go with the flow. I choose to be flexible. I choose to go with the flow. And that just feels good, doesn't it? It's like a big sigh, a sigh of relief, permission to let go. It's a big deal because we get strung really tight because we're conditioned to have to do things a certain way. We've been told to do things a certain way since we're children. We were told to do things a certain way in our homes, at school, and at work, and then when they don't go a certain way, we don't know what to do. We want to jump out of our own skin, but yikes, we can't. Just giving ourselves permission to be flexible just feels good. It feels right. Now, some things we can't be flexible about. You have a meeting that starts at 10 o'clock. You got to be there at 10 o'clock. You can't be flexible. You have to be there at 10 o'clock. But if you get there at 10 o'clock and the meeting doesn't start at 10 o'clock, can you get angry that you're there and somebody else isn't? That's where you have to be flexible. And then lastly is to laugh, is to set an intention for this upcoming week to be in flow, is ease, is lightness, is laughter, to have fun, to be playful. When you're playful, you're in flow. And so it might not be your natural state or way of being to laugh. I know I was getting really intense with my work. And I actually needed the triggers and the reminders. I had to set a goal. I had to set intention around laughing and having fun. And so in setting a goal for this week to laugh every day, even if it's a fake laugh to get started, to just laugh at yourself, to find something humorous, even if it's just reading a joke or listening to, so if you have a friend who's like really funny, like tap into that friend this week, call them up and say, hey, I need a laugh. But the more that you let go to that rigid way of being and just live with ease, you're going to be aligned and you're going to be in the flow. You're going to be aligned with the ease and grace of the universe, the way things just are, the way a flower just grows, the way a tree just is so powerful, right? Just rooted in Mother Earth, and the way a river just beautifully glides and flows, the water. That's how you're going to live your life. And that's certainly how your week, this week, is going to unfold. So we're going to take a deep inhale as we just go to a journey, a walk down a path along a river. So close your eyes if you would with me. And you're walking in nature, and it's beautiful. It's crisp out. You can feel the crispness in the air. And you're taking deep inhales as you walk, breathing in the fresh air. And you can hear the water beside you. The river, you're walking alongside a beautiful river, and the water is flowing. As you glance over, you see the rocks and the flowers along the side of the river. It's so peaceful. It's so serene. You can hear some birds faintly in the background. You feel so incredibly free. You're soaking in all of nature and this beautiful walk, the journey of your life. This river is your life. And so I invite each and every one of you this week to create a magnificent, extraordinary week in living in the flow and being the river. It is always such an honor and a privilege to be with everybody on these calls. I just want to make an announcement that my workshops at Your Big Picture are going to start back up in August. They're going to be Tuesdays. They'll be August 7th and the 21st and the 28th. Those 3 Tuesdays in August. So for more information, you can send me an email to wendyblum@gmail.com, and I will email you the registration information. I'd love to have you join us. The workshops are going to be on healing, awakening, and manifesting. So I wish each and every one of you a magnificent week. And until we're together next Sunday, same place, same time, just be in the flow. And I will talk to you soon, everyone. Good night. Sweet dreams.